After the assassination of Darth Ruusan, the galaxy does not find peace. It fractures. His death, meant to end a madman's crusade, instead shatters the Sith into 1,000 ravenous warlords, each convinced they alone should inherit his dark legacy. Without a single leader to restrain them, these new Sith masters sweep across the stars like wildfire, unleashing chaos with no coordination, no diplomacy, and no mercy. The Republic reels under the onslaught, staggering as entire sectors fall in rapid succession. Out of this slaughter rises a new Sith warlord, claiming Iridonia as his dominion and turning its cities into recruitment pits and staging grounds. But Iridonia is only the beginning. Across the Mid-Rim, once thriving green worlds burn into blackened wastelands, their continents scarred by orbital strikes and scorched earth campaigns. Refugee columns snake across ruined plains under constant Sith fire, their footsteps lit by molten fissures and drifting debris from shattered orbital platforms. Republic defense sectors crumble as commanders are overrun, isolated or cut off from all reinforcements. Sith marauder clans divide these broken territories among themselves, carving fiefdoms out of desperation and fear. On Onderon, the shadow of war spreads from the skies to the jungles of Diashun, where beast-riding warbands pledge themselves to Sith crusaders, expanding the carnage into the Republic's vulnerable border lanes. Collapse of the Onderon-Daitshun corridor further destabilizes the region, forcing the Republic to retreat deeper into fortified strongholds. Seeing no other path forward, the Jedi begin the painful process of militarization, abandoning centuries of pure diplomacy and becoming battlefield commanders. From these early conflicts, the foundations of what will one day become the Army of Light are laid in secrecy, forged under the pressure of a galaxy bleeding into darkness. Entire star systems collapse into the rule of warlords, hungry to replace Ruusan's shattered legacy. Sereno's noble houses burn first, their fortress estates twisted into war camps, where aristocrats swear fealty to rival Sith masters, and the Republic's desperate counter-offensives crumble under ceaseless raids. On Malachor V, obsidian spires crackle with ancient echoes as a hidden Sith cult awakens weapons long buried beneath the planet's wounds, unleashing corruption that bleeds into neighboring sectors. Seeking to harness the buried Sith superstructures that once fueled Malachor's ancient rituals, the cult awakened a conduit engine meant to amplify their dark power, only to unleash a planetary corruption that twisted the land, extinguished its own acolytes, and left Malachor a haunted wound in the Force for generations to come. Core worlds soon ignite, shipyards burning, hyperlanes blockaded, fleets torn apart in brutal sieges, forcing the Jedi to abandon diplomacy and rise as battlefield commanders for the first time in a millennium. Master pursuing their own ambition, their own army, their own doctrine of destruction, and the galaxy fractures into a maze of rival fiefdoms, locked in perpetual bloodshed. Across the galaxy, war councils form, armies fracture, and the Sith cannibalize themselves for dominance, each master seeking to bend the chaos to their will. As rival factions clash and the Republic reels under unending assault, the galaxy enters its darkest age, An era ruled not by one Sith Lord, but by 1,000, each waging their own war for absolute power. Far from the core, on the untouched world of Ruusan, the calm of ancient forests begins to fracture as the long shadow of the new Sith Wars stretches into a new frontier. Dawn reveals the first scars of conflict, charred roots, shattered crystals, and abandoned beacons marking the silent passage of Jedi scouts who sense the darkness closing in. But the Sith do not arrive as whispers this time. They descend in force. Black dropships tear through the canopy, their crimson thrusters igniting storms of dust and shattered leaves as armored marauders spill into the trees. The first strikes fall upon local defenders.
Coordinates locked. Ruusan is our first step to domination. Land the troops. Go.
Swift and merciless, shattering the illusion of Ruusan's safety. Ruusan is becoming the next battlefield in a war that threatens to consume the entire galaxy. Ruusan is only the beginning. In the deep core, entire civilizations collapse under the weight of Sith warlords battling each other amidst burning citadels and shattered city worlds. While the last fragments of the Republic struggle to hold crumbling command posts. The Jedi meet in dim, smoke-filled chambers, faces streaked with soot and exhaustion, realizing that their strength is failing. Down in the poisoned streets, marauder clans unleash plagues that burn through the population faster than fleets can evacuate. Leaving behind dead zones where only drifting ash remains. In the far reaches of the Outer Rim, shadowed bastions pulse with relic-driven power as rival Sith factions devour each other for control. Ancient pylons glow with forgotten energies, while warlords kill their own kin to seize authority. chaos, battered Jedi enclaves retreat to hidden refuges, tending the wounded and preparing for a stand they know may be their last. The Republic teeters on extinction, its civilians fleeing onto failing transports, its soldiers guiding them with hollow eyes, knowing help may never come. But in the ruins and smoke, scattered Jedi from across the galaxy begin to gather, their hands meeting over a single failing star map. Outnumbered, outmatched, and surrounded by darkness, they form the last fragile coalition of light, the final hope against the rising tide of the Sith. Far from the eyes of the Republic, on a storm-shrouded world carved in obsidian, Lord Kaan gathered the scattered fragments of Sith power. From the shadows of his towering citadel, he watched the warlords arrive, each one a tyrant, each one certain of his own supremacy. In the Hall of Unified Darkness, their rivalries ignited like sparks on fuel, factions clashing with words and nearly with blades, but with a single command, Kaan silenced them all. One voice, one will, enough to halt armies, faced with the strength of a leader who mastered discipline as ruthlessly as fear. The warlords bowed one after another, their power bound by the pulsing runes beneath them, and in that moment, the Sith were remade. No more feuding tyrants, no more fractured cults, only a brotherhood united under Kaan's doctrine. Through corridors of armored battalions he walked, their crimson visors reflecting his rise as he shaped his dark council and laid forth a new strategy of total war. From this hidden world, a single thought took form, and the galaxy would soon feel its weight. Quiet refuge of a remote Jedi sanctuary world, the last survivors of a shattered order gather amid cliffs and morning mist, their robes tattered, their lightsabers scarred by years of unending war. Here, burdened by loss yet unbroken in spirit, the war-weary Jedi prepare for what may be their final stand. From within their encampment emerges Lord Hoth, his gaze hardened, his armor worn by countless battles, rising to lead the scattered orders toward a single purpose. In the shadow of their war council, hollow maps flare with the image of Ruusan, Jedi resolve is set. They will meet the darkness where it gathers strongest. Across the valley, Jedi, Padawans, and Republic allies place their hands upon their hilts in solemn unity as the Army of Light takes form. As blue engines ignite and their fleet climbs toward the stars, hope rises with them, fragile yet fiercely alive. But on Ruusan, dawn breaks over a world already consumed. Hoth leads the drop toward the planet's mist-laden surface, where the light will stand against the Dark One last time. And as the first clash erupts beneath towering trees and thick morning fog, the Battle of Ruusan begins, setting the stage for destiny, sacrifice, and the fate of the Sith and Jedi alike.
The Jedi lines start to falter. Send the reinforcements, now!
The Battle of Ruusan raged across the mists of a dying world, and the galaxy trembled beneath the weight of the new Sith Wars. Jedi and Sith alike bled into the fog, their armies breaking, their masters falling, their visions collapsing into ruin. Yet while the Brotherhood of Darkness tightened its grip, and Lord Hoth rallied the Army of Light for one final stand, a far greater shadow watched from beyond the battlefield. On Korriban, the ancient tombs whispered again. Forgotten archives stirred. In the dark, a lone apprentice studied the failures of 1,000 Sith warlords and saw in them not defeat, but opportunity. For the war on Ruusan was never the end, only the crucible. From the ashes of disorder, a new Sith would rise, one who would reshape the darkness, shatter the old ways, and forge a legacy that would outlive empires. As the fog of Ruusan thickened, and the armies of light and shadow clashed toward their fate, the Force itself shifted, sensing the approach of a singular destiny. The Sithari was coming.